Trust me, you will. I believe society knows this and they're controlling that awakening. See, I think women are having like an awakening right now. And I think society is controlling that awakening right now. I really do. The society is controlling that awakening that is taking place right now. And it's redirected it towards irrelevant things. They see the women like, hold on, we can do more. Hold on, I can do this. Hold on, I can make sure we good too. Hold on, I have a good idea as well. I can create, I can build. I can do all these things other than cook and also I can cook and clean. Also but I can do these things as well. So I think as we see now in more society, we're seeing more of the, female rappers. Not saying it's a good or a bad thing. I'm saying we're seeing more of a strong-minded type of woman coming to the forefront. And I believe society and social media is saying, okay, we're going to use that and we're going to turn it to being more masculine. So media always has its own agenda and we have to be aware of those things. But we see the woman as having more of an awakening right now. Okay, and we have to understand a woman's very sacrificial. How they're having, because a woman is very sacrificial, and a man is not. A few things a man is sacrificed, but to the extent of a woman, and that is it's uncompared. It's just where it's uncompared. It's uncompared. Even in the dating scene, I know some of you want to say, we hear a lot of stuff about how ain't this or that ain't shit. We hear that all the time. Men ain't shit. You can't say men ain't shit. It's just men ain't shit in your environment. That means where you're choosing those men, you need to stop choosing those men in that circle. You need to choose men outside of that circle. Because you already know the men in that circle you've been choosing for, by your own words, ain't shit. So why would you then go and choose another man from that type of environment? You got the previous man. Now, if you say, because that's my only environment, well, now, Miss Thang, you must figure out then how you're going to, if you want a relationship, how are you going to deal with the men in your environment? Now, there might be some ain't shit men in your environment, but for some reason, you keep getting the ain't shit men. So you have to choose from a different environment, step outside your box to grow. To grow. Even fellas, for us, sometimes we pick the wrong woman based on what she looks like, because we're physical. We're very fit. A man is very physical. Not till later in life do a man say, okay, I need a woman that got a little bit more than a round booty and some perky breasts. What can she bring to the table that can help me grow? See, ladies, when a man say, what can you bring to the table? We're asking, what can you bring to the table to help me grow? If I'm a multi-millionaire and I'm always on the go and doing my thing, what can you bring to the table to help me continue to grow? Because if I continue to grow, then I can feed into your thoughts and your dreams to help you create a spot for yourself. So what can you bring to the table? And I hear this conversation a lot, and I hear multiple reasoning on why what a woman brings to the table, and no woman has ever said the correct thing. What do you bring to the table? Well, I'm gonna suggest what you should bring to a table in that type of situation. To any man, what you should bring to that situation is encouragement, number one. Understanding, number two. Respecting, number three. Number four, when we have an understanding, we have those three things just to start. You understand that while he's out, when he comes back, I'm going to make sure this house and everything is taken care of and clean, and there's food in the kitchen, and there's laundry done. The laundry's done, and he doesn't have to worry about anything but coming home, and I'm going to make sure he has a meal for him. I'm gonna make sure of that. I'm gonna make sure he's able to continue to do his life as though before he met me, and I can enhance and do this extra things because what I expect him as a woman to provide for me. So if I'm going to expect him to provide for me off the top, see, women, y'all expect a man to provide off the top. Why? Because we're born that leader. And I'm not saying this right or wrong, because when you go on a date with a man, you expect him to provide the payment for the bill. You expect him to provide you with a good time. So now that he has made you, he has provided you with that good time after dating you. Now that he has made you his woman, you're now supposed to provide him with the things in return that would help him build and grow with what he had already sustained before you came there. And that way he feeds into your thoughts and your dreams and to help you create. So that's what you have to understand. Nobody said that. Well, I can, okay, what do you bring? Okay, I can do this. You're an entertainer. As an entertainer, I know you're going to be out in that road. I'm not really, but while you're not, maybe I can make sure I can handle your books. I can make sure people get paid because I do have numbers. I am a very good accountant. I can do this. See, that's what the answer should revolve around when we talk about what can you bring to the table. Okay, that's what it stems around. So once we start getting into an understanding that you are the last thing that God created and you're perfect, you ain't got to be anything else but who you are. And if you're not finding the right man, now there's a lot of women that love the men that you say ain't shit in your environment. And that's good for them. So that means you need to choose a new environment, a new group of friends to hang out with. Start going to new clubs. Start going to different places, different hangouts. Start doing that differently. That's what I would do. It's all about, can you be a good companion, a good friend? Do you know how to conduct yourself when my guys is around? Can you bring to the table loyalty, honor, and respect? Can you do that? No matter what you're doing in life, no matter what you've done, but when you find the righteous man for you, can you do those things? I believe a lot of you can. I really believe that because we need you. A lot of us men need you. We need a lot of you strong-minded, loving, loyal women around us that understands their femininity. Some of us that know that since you're the last thing God created, we know that he put everything in life that we need to know inside of you. That's what I believe with the woman. I really believe that. So when you then find that right guy, some folks, you don't have kids, some do. Not saying it's, it's right or wrong, but we have to understand, we as parents have to come to understanding that we are raising someone's husband or wife. I think a lot of us are not looking at that. Your little beautiful princess, your little strong man. You are raising him to be somebody's husband. You are raising her to be somebody's wife. So how are you going to raise him to be somebody's husband? Are you going to start teaching him how to open the doors for a woman? Are you going to teach him that he needs to take the trash out? Are you going to teach him leadership roles? Are you going to teach him how to communicate? Are you going to teach him them things that's going to make him good for somebody else? Or are you going to raise a piece of shit, men ain't shit type of man? Remember, those of you that say men ain't shit, do you have brothers? And if you have a brother, I'm sure there's a woman in this world that'll say, your brother ain't shit. So that means your mama raised ain't shit. Or so if you have a son and a woman says your son ain't shit, then that means you raised an ain't shit man. That's your fault he ain't shit. Fathers, how we raise our daughters, it's getting crucial for that aspect of our daughters, gentlemen. Because if we don't step back into our daughters' lives, they develop a moral encompass that begins to differ from the way they should go. You know, for me, fellas, think about it. As a father, your daughter becomes, and this is not a knock on anybody or anything, your daughter becomes a exotic dancer or escort. How is that a reflection on parenting? Is that a reflection on the father? How many women that are in those works are and I don't like really doing that, because then you can say how many women that are in the health field don't have fathers. We can say that too. I think it's a motivation of environment. We have to realize we are raising someone's husband or someone's wife, or we're raising a citizen of this society. And how do we want to do that? And we have to remember that, you know, and nowadays, and I hate saying that, kind of it's sounding old, you know, and sounding old, but however, children reflect their private upbringing in their environment. There was a time where, and I did grow up in the time where what stayed in this house, was went on in this house, stayed in this house. You didn't go outside this house telling not your friends, nobody, what's going on the hell in this house. That's what you didn't do. In my community, I don't know anybody's community, but I'm pretty sure a vast majority of communities raised their children, and children was raised. Do not speak about what goes on in this home, and respect your parent. But we're living in a very different society now, with the awareness of pronouns, gay rights, and sex trafficking. The social media age that we live in has the whole world living in glass houses. Social media got everybody that's on it living in glass houses. If you're on there only for personal reasons, they have you living in, because everybody, hey, look where I'm at. I'm over in Mexico, Spain. Hey, look what I'm doing. Oh, I'm half naked in this and half naked in that. And then you have men in the D, and then I'll post something crazy like, y'all stay out of my inbox. I got a man. So the social media age has changed society in a whole. We live in a very different society. So now when children get mad at their parents, what do? They go on social media. When a woman is mad with her baby daddy, or the baby daddy mad at the mama, or husband and wife are arguing, or if that dad is mad at mama, or whatever the situation might be, they go to social media with their problems, airing out their households, sharing secret business that they just shouldn't do. That's the things I hate about this social media. They've gave us an addiction. They say addiction's wrong, but it's only when they give it to you. Is it right? And that's for another time, but social media is very addictive. Very addictive. It's an addiction. It's an addiction. Try to go without looking at it. Some of y'all can't do it. Can't do it. Social media is addictive. Just swiping, 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 swiping. Can you stay off of the Facebooks or the Instagrams or the? Can you stay off of that and or not post anything about your personal life? That's what I do a challenge on. Don't post anything about your personal life. Well, that's what it's for. So it's just a different society, and there's different rules, and we're talking about it. We're all living in glass houses. Now kids is cussing out their parents on social media, parenting business, and even with relationships, as I said, even relationships have these problems. They really do. And I think that we got to quit focusing, be so quick to want to focus on the negative parts. Nothing's all good, nothing's all bad, but focus on the good things. Everything's going to have something bad attached to it. That's just the way it is. Some people going to like you, some people going to hate you. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. However, you have to make sure you still standing on your morals and values, your what you want to upbring. So on today, we talked about the soul of a woman. And the soul of a woman isn't marred with being a weaker vessel or with having wrongs and fault. No, 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 no. No, you're the last thing God ever created, which makes you powerful. Right now, I want to share as I conclude, as I'll do all in every episode. Once again, I want to remind everybody, if you haven't, please hit that like and subscribe button. Please share me with your family and friends. Bring them apart, bring them in on part of this conversation. Also, I want to remind you, please leave in the comment section. Please leave your comments in the comment section. I want to read your thoughts about what I've discussed with you today. But right now, I want to get into it. At the end of every show, I want to do a share time. I call it vibe time. And if you would like to send me readings that you would want me to read and share with the public in our community as well, man, please don't hesitate to contact us and send it. I will do. Once again, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, To Her, To Him, a book of poems by Della Jackson and David Moses, which is available right now on Amazon. Go get you a copy. Fellas, it's great for a gift to your girl, so something she can read while she's in those pause moments of her time in her life. Or if you're in a couple, and you're in a relationship, you can grab one of these books and you guys can cuddle with some nice wine or whatever it might be, libations you might have, or oxygen you might put in the air, and read back and forth with one another. These poems that are in this book. It's a great read. To Her, To Him, a book of poems by Della Jackson and David Moses. Go get you a copy on Amazon right now. I'm going to end this with, I'm going to do a reading out of page 41 I have me a copy out of The Love Affair. This is page 41. Again, hit that like and subscribe button. It's been a while since I was last able to spill my thoughts as in living words. A lot has happened in these past couple of months, but one constant remains. Allah is still both gracious and wise. I am so excited to once again drown you with the complexities of my mind. You see my grin as I anticipate our next creation, finishing our passions, developing this which I love. I've tried to replace you with flesh that has no feeling, no understanding of me. Unloyal connections further inflaming my lust of you. My expressions misses you. Ignore you, never again. The knowledge of no you brings doubt to who I am. Swift, strong strokes deserves your touch. My mistakes understood by no one like you, like love LUV, you get every part of me. Your darkness was my daily torture. As I look upon this face, your eyes warm themselves with the flames of my passions. You can and do receive all of me. Never too much, never not now, never too tired, and always just for me. I missed you, baby. Hit that like and subscribe button. Vibrationz.